Hi folks, today we're going to do Windows installation to Raspberry Pi 500 Plus or Raspberry Pi 5 or Raspberry Pi Computing Module 5 without ever removing its SSD drive. So let's start the procedure. The first thing is to know about hardware and software prerequisites. The installation is divided in 4 parts. The first part is to create Windows 11 bootable SD card. The second part is to make NVMe SSD accessible when running Windows from the SD card. The third part is to copy Windows partitions from the SD card to NVMe SSD drive with gparted system tool, which is available on Raspberry Pi OS. The next part, the last part, is to make NVMe SSD drive bootable in standalone or dual boot configuration with Windows 11. So let's start with the prerequisites. You need Raspberry Pi 500 with an inbuilt 256 GB SSD. Alternatively, you can use Raspberry Pi Compute Module Development Kit with SSD connected to PCIe M.2 connector, or Raspberry Pi 5 with SSD attached to M.2 hat on PCIe 1-lane port. Actually, the architecture of the system on chip doesn't matter here. So the next thing is USB to SD card adapter. You can use either USB 2.0 or USB 3.0 adapter. So the next thing that you're gonna need are 2 SD cards with at least 64 GB of space and at least with 10 speed marking. One is gonna be used to install Raspberry Pi OS Bookworm Edition, and the other one is gonna hold Windows 11. Then you need also an alternative USB Internet communications device. This is because Raspberry Pi 5 architecture under UEFI BIOS is not supported in 2 ways. Ethernet communication controller is not supported, as well as Wi-Fi Bluetooth communication controller is not supported, but USB ports are fully supported. So you're going to use USB to Ethernet dongle, or you can use 3 alternative solutions. A smartphone with an internet sharing option, so you can share your internet through RNDIS connection, or you can also use USB to Wi-Fi Bluetooth adapter dongle, or you can use another Raspberry Pi to share its internet connection. I used to do this with Android. I recommend Android 16. So you install Android 16 on the other Raspberry Pi, and then you power it through 40-pin communication port to free USB-C port, and then you share its USB connection to its USB-C port to the standard USB port on Raspberry Pi 500 Plus. So for the software part, you need Raspberry Pi OS Bookworm, which is already pre-installed on your Raspberry Pi's SSD drive. Then you need WarFlasher, which you can obtain from this link that you can see on the screen, and then optionally WarFlasher is quite capable to obtain Windows ISO file, but if you want to have your own ISO file, you can get it from Microsoft or udump.net. The advantage of udump.net is that you can configure your Windows ISO file, and you can also select any version of Windows available. Then you need NVMe drivers for Raspberry Pi 5 architecture, which are in storage v4 zip file, which you can obtain from the link below. So this is very important because without these drivers, SSD drive would be recognized, actually would be, but it couldn't be accessed. So the first thing that you need from the software is UEFI BIOS for Raspberry Pi D0 system on chip. So all Raspberry Pis except for the original Raspberry Pi do have this kind of system on chip. This is actually some kind of a second version of the system on chip, which also supports 16 GB of RAM. So with Raspberry Pi 500 Plus, you're gonna surely be needing this UEFI BIOS. So let's start installation. The first thing is to boot Raspberry Pi OS that is already installed on SSD drive. Then you have to download all the software that I've just mentioned, and you also check whether a gparted application, this is the one, is installed. If it is not, just run the whole of this command. Usually gparted application is preceded with sudo command, which means that actually you don't have to type the administrator password. So the next step is to insert SD card to the SD card socket. So you have one of the previously mentioned empty SD cards. So this SD card we're going to use to install Windows on. So first we're going to create Windows installation disk. This is the part 4. We're going to use WarFlasher to make the initial content of the SD card. And then you can actually replace UEFI BIOS from the UEFI BIOS file that I've shown you. So this is in the form of archive, and you just expand the archive or the original files. And now the next thing, which is also important, is to attach USB internet communication device. So you shut down and then you attach the device, and only then you can do your first boot to Windows. So you boot to SD card, and this SD card will install Windows. So to complete Windows installation, you're going to need a few hours. So maybe it's more or less automated, so maybe you can do it during the night. So, and the next thing is that when Windows is installed, you have to shut down the computer and boot again to Raspberry Pi OS on NVMe drive. Then open your Windows system drive. So you have to either use mount command, or if you can see your Windows system drive, which you usually can, then you just copy the NVMe SSD drivers to Windows System 32 drivers directory. So this is to complete part 1. The part 2 is to boot to Windows 11 from the SD card that you've just created, complete with the drivers for NVMe SSD. And then what we are going to do next is Windows will report that it's unable to boot because these drivers, these are full files, are not digitally signed. So select this option 7 in the recovery screen, and it will boot anyway. So the next thing is just press Windows key and X to open the menu, and from this menu in Windows you can run disk management tool and verify in this management tool that you can see Raspberry Pi OS partitions normally for the NVMe SSD drive. This is very important, because if you cannot see, if you just see the name and if the drive is empty and you know that it is not, then first of all it's going to boot very slowly, and the second thing is that you won't be able to access it. So this means that something is wrong with the drivers, so check the drivers. The next thing is to open command window with administrative privileges. This is relatively easy. You just write CMD into the search. You look for command icon, and then you click the right mouse click and you select administrative tools. So now you have to run bcd edit command. This is the one, and enable test signing. This will prevent this kind of errors at boot time. So Windows will start regardless whether the driver is digitally signed or not. So let's go to the next step. It's reboot. So we are again booting to NVMe SSD Raspberry Pi OS for the last time. So the next step is to install Raspberry Pi OS to the second SD card. Here you have two options. First option is to use Raspberry Pi Imager and to install a fresh copy. The other option is actually to use gparted tool and to copy a boot and the primary partition, the system partition of Raspberry Pi OS to the SD card, but it's hard to believe that you're going to use 256 gigabyte SD card. So maybe you have a card like this, then you can copy, or even if you have a larger card with 512 megabytes or so, you can copy all the contents at once. Otherwise, you have to shrink the system drive. So this is not the boot drive, but the second drive. You can do this if there is still space left on the drive. So do this and copy. So let's go on. The next thing is to boot to Raspberry Pi OS from the SD card. This is important because we're going to manipulate the NVMe SSD drive contents. So we need to have the operating system that is not going to be altered by gparted application. So this is only first step, only mentions the possibility to make actually a copy to the third SD card, but of course you can make a copy also to the second SD card, with the only difference that this card is also going to be used to run Raspberry Pi OS in this case. Step is simply to create GPT partition table on NVMe SSD drive. This is, of course, let me remind you again, only possible if you are booting from the Raspberry Pi OS SD card. So then what you have to do is to copy partitions. Copying partitions is not particularly difficult if you know how to do it. What is important here is that you open the Windows SD card, which must also not be mounted currently, so you must unmount it, and then you can start copying partitions. You start with the boot partition, then you copy recovery partition, and last you copy system partitions. There are actually 3 partitions. In essence, you're only gonna prepare all these operations. There is a green check mark, and when you press this green check mark, the operations are going to execute. For the previous operation, this is this one, it's important to know that it's going to execute immediately. So your data is going to be deleted immediately, but here you have this check mark, and until you hit check mark, nothing's going to happen. So, and then all the operations are going to complete in the same order that you've clicked them previously. So now the second step is also important. It is important to set appropriate partition flag after copying the partition. The first partition has got to have boot and ESP flag. The second partition has got to have MSFT RES flag, and the third partition has got to have this flag MSFT data. So as you can see, these flags are important for the Windows bootloader to recognize the partitions. So now let's reboot. So optionally, you can also change UEFI BIOS You can access BIOS settings. So instead I'm going to hold escape button. So this is ESC. So hopefully, okay, it works. It's small, but you can see the idea here. So you can go here and you have device manager. So then you go to Raspberry Pi configuration and you go to PCIe Express, and you have this menu where you can select your PCIe bus speed. We're gonna continue booting Windows, and then you have to reopen the command window with administrative privileges. So Windows is just starting, so we're gonna see how it boots again. So just a little bit. I've already heard the sound. So and now let's start it. So this is it. So as you can see, we are in. So the next thing is to open the command window, Windows sometimes remembers certain things, other times it does not, so it's a good thing to know that if you don't see this, you just type CMD in this search window and you're going to see this square. So now we have this command prompt, so we have it, and let's go to the next step. So copy the boot BCD to the auxiliary, in this case auxiliary drive, to make it bootable. So this is the second step, and then you shut down the computer. You remove the first SD card. This is the one carrying Windows drive. So you remove it because right now you're gonna start from the NVMe for the first time. This is booting from NVMe, and if you have any problems during installation, you may hit F4. So, and you're gonna run Windows. You're gonna start Windows normally in safe mode, and then you reboot again and start in normal mode. It should work. So, if you've liked this video, please press like and subscribe buttons, and don't forget about the notification bell. If you really like it, then hype it as well. See you in the next video. Bye.